whispering entertainment, 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 entertainment. In tonight's video, we are going to be doing a mock draft for the 2026 fantasy football season. This is actually my first mock draft of the year, so I'm excited to see where people are. I've been watching some mock drafts, so I'm not going to be completely surprised, but I'm going to get to make the decisions this time, so we'll see how it goes. We're going to just jump right into it. I'm going to pull up the white light warning here because this webpage is very bright for the mock draft. I'm going to be using Fantasy Pros to do my mock draft here. I was debating between that or Sleeper, but I think my league mates are more likely to just Google fantasy football rankings and find this website and pick off of the app. That's just in the past, I think, what's going to happen. I mean, fair enough, that's what I do. I use Fantasy Pros when I draft. So, the settings that we're going to run with today is a full PPR, 12 teams, 2 receivers, but 2 flex. And I'm picking from the 5 spot because this is the only draft that I have a draft position for, so I want to try that out. Also, I've never done PPR in my life. I've only ever done Half PPR. This is a new league that I'm in, and it's a full PPR, so I want to get some practice in a full PPR draft. So yeah, without further ado, let's start it and see where we end up. Okay, not sponsored. Okay, so looking over at the screen, it doesn't look like I take up that much space. We'll see. Towards the very end, I may have to move my camera, but for now we'll be good. I'm gonna leave it at the draft board, I think, for you guys. So, we have to be expected: Jamar Chase, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Puka, Nakua. This is the exact 4 that I expect to go by the time I pick 5th. I would think that in full PPR, maybe there's a chance one of the running backs drops. But it's probably not likely. Also, in home leagues, I feel like even if it's full PPR, people just take the running backs anyway. But yeah, so this is what I planned for in my head, and I've thought about who I wanted to take here. And I think you just have to go with the one that, everyone is kind of thinking, right? Jackson Smith and Jigba, the only player left in Tier 1 on Fantasy Pros, and it's not just Fantasy Pros. If you watch Underdog mock drafts, you know that these are the top 5 guys, and that's even in Half PPR. So imagine full PPR taking the receivers even better. At least it should be, right? Really quick, I'm recording this during the day, which I never do, so apologies if you hear some footsteps above me. I am in a basement apartment. Okay, next, back to the draft pick though. But yeah, I think there's no reason to overthink it. I was considering Amon-Ra because I just am a little bit wary of Sam Darnold with a new offensive coordinator, which I know maybe that's not fair. He literally won the Super Bowl, and I'm still doubting him. I'm still scared to take JSN. But, I am a little bit concerned about the offensive coordinator. We've seen it affect quarterbacks in the past. Now, obviously, this is still Lions without Ben Johnson, but it's year 2 without Ben Johnson, so, and Amon-Ra's just been so rock solid. but I wouldn't take McCaffrey just out of age concerns this early, and I wouldn't take Jonathan Taylor in full PPR this early. I was considering Jonathan Taylor before I found out this league was full PPR, not half. But I think we're just gonna do the obvious here. We're gonna take JSN and see where we end up. It's 2 receiver and 2 flex, so you could definitely take running backs here. Okay. Sorry. Running backs off the board. Usual suspects. You have JT, CMC in the first round, and then Genty falling all the way to not the mid-4th, but like almost, like pretty much the mid-4th, with James Cook, Hampton, and Walker. McBride and Bowers go really early. I don't know if that's abnormal. I hadn't considered how full PPR affects the tight ends. But yeah, so they're going back to back at the 1-2 turn. Also, this guy took Ladd. I'm not gonna change it. I'm just gonna let it rock. But obviously, I don't think Ladd McConkey. These are 2026 rankings, I swear. JSN wouldn't be this high if it wasn't the 2026 rankings. So I'm not sure why Fantasy Pros had a Ladd Bowers team. But yeah, so 2 tight ends, top 2 tight ends off the board. The running backs are the usual suspects. Same with the receivers. Amon-Ra, CD, Jefferson in the first, with Ladd and Drake London. Which Ladd makes no sense. Drake London in full PPR, maybe I could see it. And then AJ Brown in the second round. So we're in the middle of a running back run here, which it doesn't feel great. So, because we went wide receiver first, it is full PPR, it is 2 receiver, 2 flex, so I can start up to 4 wide receivers, so I'm not forcing myself to take running back. But I am a little bit worried that we won't end up with a single, like, quality running back. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 picks before we go if we're looking at running back. I mean, it's full PPR. I would say there's 4 that I like, which would be Chase, Achan, Saquon, and Henry. I mean, I like Love. I just feel like the rookie running back hasn't really hit in back-to-back years. Like, Bijan was a little underwhelming his rookie year, and Genty was obviously underwhelming last year. So I'm a little wary of Jeremiah Love, especially because the Cardinals, again, like the Raiders last year, are not supposed to be good. So I don't know if I would want Jeremiah Love as my RB1 if I, skip on him here. Or skip on running back and take a receiver here, and then now I'm looking at the 305 right now, to be honest. Is Nico Collins good enough? Or George Pickens good enough? They're not perfect. Obviously, CJ Stroud had a rough end of the year. People are very low on him. But Nico Collins is amazing. And then George Pickens has CeeDee Lamb there, which he was good with CeeDee Lamb, but I don't know if he was this early good. They kind of both impact each other. And I don't know if I want to take George Pickens as my wide receiver 1 in the second round when he's a wide receiver 2 on his team, which may be a little too simple. I'm eyeing Achan right now. My thing with Achan is that you'd think full PPR, Achan is a monster in full PPR. You would be more than happy to have him as your running back 1, right? But I'm just worried about Malik Willis taking, like, his reception opportunities. Obviously, Malik Willis isn't going to catch the ball, but what I mean is where Tua would check it down to Achan, Willis might run. So I'm a little wary of that. It's kind of funny. Last year I had a very similar decision of Devon Achan or Chase Brown, and I took Chase Brown, and I regretted it like the whole year. Towards the end, Chase Brown actually came on strong. like, but in the beginning it was terrible. So it's funny that I find myself in this exact position where last year I took Chase Brown and I regretted it the whole time. But I'm thinking about doing it again. Because he also catches passes. And the offense is better. But I also I feel like Nico, yeah, he's the last in that tier. That's what I figured. Oh, man, this is tough already. Oh, jeez. We're 10 minutes into the video. I'm on the second pick. I apologize so much. Okay, it's a mock draft. We just gotta get going. I'm gonna see what happens when we start wide receiver. And we're gonna take Nico. Because he is a wide receiver 1. Okay, so only 3 running backs go, which is good. But they are the 3 best, obviously, in H.N., Chase Brown, and Saquon, and then a lot of receivers with Rice, Olave, Waddle. I think that's early for Waddle, Pickens, and then Zay. I feel like that's early for Zay as well. See, now, this is where I wish I took Chase Brown, right? Because, like I said, I'm not super comfortable in Jeremiah Love. And then it's like, am I supposed to take Derrick Henry or Breece Hall over Devontae Smith, who's a wide receiver 1 on his team again? They're actually suggesting Josh Allen. I think I'm not trying to be the first one to take a quarterback. I did that last year. I took Josh Allen, like, in the late 3rd. And then did I make the playoffs in that league? I think I made the playoffs in that league, but lost in like the first round. I didn't win anything from that league. And then after I took Josh Allen, like nobody took quarterback until like a little bit later, and it just felt like feels like not a wasted pick, but if other people are getting value on like a Lamar, and then Lamar ends up hitting, it's like, how are you supposed to win with Josh? Obviously, Lamar didn't hit last year at all, but that's just an example. Drake May's up here. I'm surprised. I thought Drake May was ranked lower just because of the tough schedule, but it looks like I was wrong about that. I mean, there's a decent ADP gap, so maybe that's why I thought that. But yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not just going to click top of ADP every time, but Jeremiah Love is a rookie on a bad offense. Derrick Henry is another year older. And I know that he's been good, but, I mean, last year he got a lot of his points in one game, so maybe he is starting to decline a little bit, which I know is, like, blasphemous to say. But he doesn't catch passes anyway, and this is full PPR. And then you have Breece, who's on the Jets. Like, it just kind of feels like you got to take Devontae Smith here. He's, like, the last one that's, like, on a good offense. Garrett Wilson's on the Jets. McMillan, I'm a Panthers fan, and I think people are too high on McMillan. Not the player himself. I do think he's very good, but I just don't know if Bryce Young is going to have enough passing yards to support him. And then T. Higgins is a wide receiver too, so I'm going to take Devontae Smith. I can start all 3 of these guys. I would have liked to have rather had Chase Brown than Nico Collins at this point. This team has all running backs. Okay, so after we take Devontae Smith, it goes the running backs, Love, Jacobs. Jacobs will be interesting because obviously he has the like off the field concerns. Derrick Henry, and then Bucky and Kyron. Bucky, that's very early for. Obviously Breece Hall is here right now. That probably should not be. That feels like a bit of a cop out. But you could just say like Javonte or Etienne would be my running back 1, right? But I'm going to probably end up taking Breeze here. Receivers, Malik. There was obviously a ton of bad Malik news, but I think more recently it's getting a little bit better, so I think that's a fair cost for him. Ekbuka seems too early. And then T. Higgins, McMillan, and Wilson. Now the quarterbacks start to go. We have Josh, we have Lamar, we have Joe Burrow, and then Colston Loveland as well. So the quarterbacks are starting to go. I do like Drake May more than these guys. I mean, I understand the hard schedule is a little bit scary, and the way that he played in the playoffs is a little bit scary, but I had Drake May last year in a Superflex league as my quarterback too, which was, like, amazing, so I feel good with Drake May. But, again, I have 3 receivers. You can't fall too far behind at running back, and I think it's just the easy pick. I have to take Brees because of how I drafted. I don't have the luxury of taking a quarterback. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And in full PPR, I like Brees. So 3 teams have only taken running back. I don't know how I feel about that in terms of the accuracy for this draft, and yet I still got Brees Hall in the 4th round, so very interesting stuff. But yeah, so after we go, 2 more quarterbacks, Jaden and Drake, are off. ETN goes, Judkins and Javonte go. So I don't know if I want to take running back here. And then only 2 receivers, Burden and McLaurin. And then Tyler Warren goes as well. So a tight end I'm not really looking at now for a really long time. And I wasn't planning on taking early tight end in this draft or in this year. You can see that the recommended tier is all receivers. I obviously already have 3 receivers. If we're looking at the running backs, Cam Scatterboot is tough for me. I mean, you literally saw his foot fall off his ankle last year, and yet he's supposed to be ready for week 1. It's kind of crazy to me, but obviously you'd take him if he was healthy. He'd be way above this. Because Trevion, I think Trevion's going to have a repeat of last year where Ramondre's too involved. Swift, you have Manungai taking touchdowns, but I think Swift is an option. And then Monty is just not a very exciting player. I don't really have good analysis for Monty. He should be, maybe Woody Marks will catch some passes, but he should be pretty good. Devontae is hit age 33 season for him, so that's a little dicey. Same with Mike Evans. I like Mike Evans in San Francisco, though. And then DJ Moore. Obviously the wide receiver 1 in Buffalo, but he had a bad year last year, so looking at this, I mean, ADP-wise, Devontae is... Cam's got to move. Actually, I think when we started this draft, I realized that the ADP is not for PPR. At least it didn't seem like that, so I can ignore that. But just looking at the tiers, Cam Scatterboot is in a tier with these other guys. But I don't know if I agree with that. It's just because of the injury, right? But again, I have 3 receivers. What would I do here? Would I take Devontae? I mean, I kind of want to. But I think you just take the risk on Scatterboot. Again, this is what happens when you mock in July. Late July, but still. But I'm going to take Scatterboot. So here we end up. I like Hurts a lot. Hurts and Caleb are the last 2 that I really like. Then we're kind of stuck with some bad quarterbacks. But also Cam is the only one left that could really, really be something. So yeah, I'm just going to take Scatterboot. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's beautiful. For receivers, Devontae right away, J-Mo, DJ Moore, Carnell Tate, Christian Watson, Mike Evans, and Rome, which I think all kind of makes sense. Harold Fannin goes at tight end. Hurts is the only quarterback to go, so I'm looking at Caleb right now. And then for running back, you have Swift, Henderson, Monty, Harvey, and Dutton. So again, I could have had Devontae Adams, but then you have Jalen Warren, who Rico Dowdle's there now. You have Price, where you're relying on, who knows when Sharp's coming back, and Charbonnet was the bane of Kenneth Walker's existence. Then you have Tony Pollard, who's just a running back on a bad team, and then Juba with Jonathan Brooks maybe catching passes. Yeah, and then like just split backfields is kind of what I'm getting at. Is all that's left. And wide receiver, you still have decent options. Like obviously Marv has not been good, but he is. I mean, how many years could he live off that pedigree? I mean, Marv is maybe a bad example, but you have DK. He was pretty good last year. You have Alec Pierce. You have wide receiver, theoretical wide receiver ones that haven't always worked out that way. Versus like known, messy backfields. But looking at this, I think it's Caleb for me. It's like I could take Caleb now, or I could take like Dak, or like Dart. I mean, Mahomes is way down here, which I feel like is wrong. I could see Mahomes having a bounce back season. I feel like quarterback 14 price is insane for him. So maybe that's what I want to do. But the thing is, I'm not really in love with Jalen Warren or Marvin Harrison or DK or like any of these guys. So wait, let me look at my team. So I have 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and my flex. Tight end I'm still not looking at. I have 1 more flex. This is tricky. I just feel like I could get one of these receivers on the way back. And I just think the receivers are kind of better than the running backs right now. But obviously I want a bench running back that is decent, so maybe I have to take this in here. Because if I go Caleb, and then I take like the bottom of this range, and now all of a sudden, who knows what running backs I'm going to be left with. So, and I have Cam Scatterboo, who is an injury risk. Oh man, so I know I just said I don't want any of these guys, but I might have to. Or I could just not take Caleb. Try and get the value of a Mahomes. And then I could cover both my bases here. I could take the running back now. Take the running back now, get the receiver, and then go quarterback even later. Oh geez, this is a long video. Oh gosh. Okay, let's just do that. Let's take the running back. Because I think so. If I would have taken Chase Brown, I think that would have been a play. Oh my god, Caleb Williams is still here. We have Sam Laporta and Tucker Kraft at tight end, and then a crap ton of receivers. Harrison, Tyson, Pittman, Wandale, and Alec Pierce, and then just 1 other running back, which is Rico. I kind of like Michael Pittman more than DK this year. And Sutton is obviously Sutton. Yeah, I mean, I think you just take Caleb and you don't overthink it. Use the value. Okay, so here we are. I have to look. I have to click into players now. It's just Ty Spears still. Yeah, 47. Is that his number? Okay, no. Okay, no, okay. It's not his number. I was like, when was he number 47? Okay, so here we are. We have 3 receivers. We have 3 running backs. So now we're even there. All of our flex spots are filled. Tight end. Yeah, we could wait longer on that. Receiver. Oh, sorry. Kyle Pitts, the only tight end to go. Quarterbacks. You had 3. Lawrence, Herbert, and Dart. So that's nice because we took our quarterback. 3 running backs as well. Ramondre, Price, and Manungai. And then for receiver, you have Sutton, Parker Washington, DK, Jacoby Myers, Michael Wilson, BTJ, and Chris Godwin. So it seems like I did the reverse of everyone else. It seems like a lot of running backs are up here. There's a lot of blue up here and a lot of green down here for the receivers. I kind of did the opposite, but I still feel like I ended up with a decent running back room so far. And you would hope the best receiver room. I mean, a couple teams went 3 out the gate, so we'll see. But for this pick, let's see what we got. Quarterback, we're obviously done with that. But that's the thing, like, should I like Dak? I don't know, Caleb runs more. I like Caleb more than Dak. I just don't know if the opportunity cost was there. Anyway. Dak wasn't really that good last year. I had him. Anyway. I think it's pretty clear that we want to take one of the running backs again because that is our weaker of the two. That's the less resources we've put in. So Tony Pollard or Chuba Hubbard is the question. And honestly, I'm not sure the answer to the question. Jonathan Brooks is getting a lot of hype. He tore his ACL in college, then missed a year, tore his ACL as a pro after playing like 4 games. It's like, is Jonathan Brooks really going to have that big of a role? I mean, he was like this, he was a 2nd round pick, I think. I don't know. And then Tony Pollard, you have Spears there. So, yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but we get down here. I'm leaning Hubbard, I think Spears has done more in the NFL than Brooks at this point. But Brooks was a 2nd round pick. I'm taking Juba. Okay, so Brooks goes 1 pick. That's crazy. I don't know. Maybe it was Pollard if Brooks is going that high. But so Pollard is the next pick, then Aaron Jones, JCM, and Jonathan Brooks at 4 running backs. Receiver, we have Downs, Lemon, and Pearsall. And then quarterback was Dak. That was tough. I like Lemon. Yeah, Lemon was kind of the last one I liked. Gets real bare, real quick here. Let's see. The quarterback we're not taking yet. Mahomes is still on the board, so honestly, yeah, I mean, tight end. Is it tight end time yet? I mean, how are you supposed to take Kittle off an Achilles when he's old? I'll wait on tight end again. Okay, quarterback we're not taking. So, the running backs and receivers, I kind of like Dobbins. I think that Harvey's overpriced right now. I mean, Johnston had some spike weeks last year. Gainwell, I don't know if I want any piece of this Buccaneers running back room. I mean, how are you supposed to know who's going to be good? Dobbins is kind of like the Chuba of Denver. I mean, I think he's going to get some carries for sure. But I do think that Johnston has higher upside. I mean, he had good weeks last year. Addison's intriguing. Then you're playing the Kyler Murray first year game. I'm going to go with Quentin Johnston because I haven't taken a receiver in a very long time. Okay. No quarterbacks go still or tight ends. It is only receivers or running backs. We got Addison, Dobbs, Concepcion, Reed, Shakir, and Worthy, and then a lot of running backs. Corum, Gainwell, White, Dobbins, Brian Robinson, Chris Rodriguez, Woody Marks, and Jordan Mason. So, is it... Alright, so last 2 picks are kicker defense. 1, 2, 3, 4. We still have 5 picks left. How's our team looking? We have Caleb. I mean, do I want to take a bench quarterback? Like, maybe at the very end. I mean, we're just pretty balanced right now. Maybe do we want to take 2 tight ends? Like, these are the things I'm not too sure. I mean, it's all quarterbacks and tight ends now. In terms of, like, you know, the rankings. But let's see. Tyron Tracy might not be bad. I have Scadaboo, get that. Insurance policy. Coker, I'm not convinced on. Golden, I'm definitely not convinced on. Shaheed. Okay, so receivers are pretty much dead until you get to the rookies. Let's check running back. Tracy's interesting. Sharp is interesting when he comes back. First year of ACL is always a little bit tricky, but it's getting better and better every year. I feel like the medicine is getting better. Algier could definitely score some touchdowns. Spears, he could see the field. Then we have Kelsey. I just feel like Kelsey is similar enough to these other, like Ferg, Kincaid, Likely. I feel like this is kind of the range I want to be. So I'll wait again, because they're not all going to go, you would imagine. I think it's just Tyron Tracy. That's what I'm going to do, cover myself there. So George Kittle finally goes. Now I think I could see the tight end run happening. Is there anyone that I would want to take? Running backs, Dylan Sampson, Pacheco, Sharp, and Keaton Mitchell. And then receivers, Jawan, Jennings, Jaden Higgins, and then Coker. And then Kittle's gone. This might be where I want to take my tight end. I don't want to be stuck in here. I could definitely see. I mean, how many teams have one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 1. There's only 2 teams that don't have a tight end. So if this was like a real draft, I think I would be pretty much guaranteed one of these 4, with 2 teams that don't have a tight end. I could see, because they're all like up here in the ranking, I could see the AI or whatever algorithm like taking bench tight ends, but I don't think that's what people would actually do. So because of that, I'm gonna skip on tight end again, and it's kind of crazy now that I think about it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, there's 13 tight ends that I like, so theoretically I could always get the last one. I feel like Likely has a good chance to do something. Kincaid is always like startable. Jake Ferguson's always startable, and then Kelsey as well. So I feel like I'm going late tight end this year, but definitely want to get, if people start taking bench tight ends, I could get screwed. But I mean, I don't think that's something that you should do or people would do. So yeah, obviously we're not taking Birdie. We have Caleb, so we're back into the flex positions. Golden, I just don't know. It could be one of these guys' time. Hunter's way down there. I think it might be Tyler Algier, because I mean he could definitely score passes. Score passes, score touchdowns. I said passes because I started looking at Kamara thinking that he might catch passes, and he might be interesting as well. But I feel like I said, I passed on Jeremiah Love here, so I'll just double down on Jeremiah Love not being good, and I'll take Algier. So yeah, the tight ends go. The teams that didn't have one take theirs, like I thought, with Jake Ferguson and Kincaid off the board. Receivers, you have Diggs, who's not even on a team, so that's kind of surprising. I didn't even see him. Maybe I missed it. Diggs, Omar Cooper, Denzel Boston, and then Shaheed, so 2 rookies and then 2 veterans. Running backs, Kamara does go next at running back, then Jonah Coleman, then Spears, then Allen, Bigsby, Vidal, and James Conner. So, do I think, like I said, I could push it again. Laporta, Kraft, I could see the Kittle team taking one, but Laporta, Kraft, and Tyler Warren shouldn't take another tight end. Kittle might cover himself. So, theoretically I should get Likely or Kelsey in the next round. I'm gonna push it again. I don't know if that's annoying to you guys or not, let me know, but what do we got going on here? fun. Anything fun. I mean, I just took 2 running backs, so let me look at receivers. I am only rostering 4 receivers, which is probably an oversight on my part. I'm looking at Travis Hunter. That's what I'm looking at right now. Golden was just so bad last year. And Judy, it's like I'm not feeling any of these guys. I think I just take Travis Hunter. I don't know if that accomplishes my goal of like getting. It's just like because I need bench receivers, and he might not play receiver enough. But yeah, okay. So another tight end does go, but it's not the George Kittle team. We have Isaiah Likely going to the Laporta team. No receivers go, which is interesting. You have Emmanuel Wilson, Ray Davis, and Singleton at running back going. And then 3 quarterbacks. You have Team 1 getting Stafford, and then Mahomes in the 13th round, which is kind of crazy. And then Purdy going in the 13th as well. I'd much rather have Mahomes in the 13th round than Caleb in the 7th. I don't know if this is that real life applicable though. I do feel like quarterbacks go earlier than I want when I'm doing my home leagues. Like this would be my plan, and then like I with Caleb Williams would randomly take Mahomes in the 10th just because I'm like, oh, how's Mahomes in the 10th? I feel like that kind of stuff happens. People like to take bench quarterbacks in home leagues, at least that I play in. But yeah, that would be ideal right there. But yeah, it's time to take the fall on Kelsey finally. Like I said, that's what we've been discussing the past couple rounds. No reason to push it any further because these guys could very easily take another tight end. So now you have Travis Kelsey in the 13th round, which would be very nice if this was real. So only 1 receiver goes with Golden again, so the late round. No more receivers, so a lot of blue up here, a lot of green over here, and then a lot of blue again. Which is kind of like the whole running back dead zone thing, right? Like, I slammed 3 dead zone running backs now that I'm thinking about it. So maybe you guys don't like this team. But yeah, a lot of running backs early, a lot of running backs late. But so 3 quarterbacks go with Bo, Jordan Love, and Jared Goff. People are taking their bench quarterbacks. Like I said, the only receiver was Golden, and then the running backs, Emmett Johnson, Katron Allen, Sean Tucker, Jalen Wright, Malik Davis, and Trey Benson. And then 4 tight ends, Goddard, Gadsden, Jawan, and Hunter Henry. I'm not going to take a bench tight end. Maybe I should. I don't want to take a bench tight end or a bench quarterback. I want to take another receiver. Because I only have the 5. And I can start up to 4. It's PPR. Like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like, starters left at quarterback that you could get off the waivers. Maybe I'd take Kyler. I don't know. I mean, is there any receiver? I mean, honestly, there's like not even a rookie here. That's fun. So honestly, maybe that's why no one's taken receiver in so long. Yeah, alright, I'm probably not going to take receiver, and I'm not going to take running backs. I have a crap ton of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers. So maybe it's Mark Andrews. You know, in case Mahomes isn't back and Kelsey's not looking too good. I mean, likely's gone. You know, maybe Mark Andrews has some bit of a comeback. Or maybe it's Kyler. I mean, what's down here? You got Sadiq undrafted, you got Barner undrafted, you got, you know, a lot of guys left here. And you have a lot of guys left here. I mean, Baker is going undrafted. That's kind of crazy. I'll just take Mark Andrews. I mean, whatever. Either way, I'm playing the waiver wire. Looks like I made the right choice because a bunch of tight ends went. But yeah, Yeah, so now you just take your kicker and your defense, and you're on your way. I guess I'll just take Aubrey, because everyone else picked defense. And then defense doesn't really matter. I fully expect Brandon Aubrey to go before this pick, by the way, in any home league, just so you know. And then, I don't know, I would look at the week 1 matchups and then stream defense, so I'll just take whatever the top is. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna cut. I have a sign into this. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. We are back. We got an A+. That's pretty good. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, I thought I'd go in the 3 receivers in a row. It's a little bit suspect, but let's see. Overall first, but let's see. The starters are actually only second, with the best bench. So, I mean, the starters is a main thing that I focus on, honestly, on this. But so quarterback 7th. I mean, we took Caleb. Obviously, running back, we're only at 8th. Makes sense. We didn't take our first running back until the 4th round. Receiver, only 2nd. I don't know how we ended up so good in terms of like the projected score, considering the only like good position we have is a receiver. I feel like the A+ is a bit misleading when you look at every other position being red or yellow, except for the one that we took 3 in a row. Yeah, Jason, Brandon Aubrey, okay. Okay, yeah, that stuff doesn't really matter. Alright, let's look at the draft board. Actually, hold on, let me see. Rico Suave is the team that they like the most. And Cupcake. Alright, so Rico Suave had the best starters in the 3 slot. Yeah, they did the opposite. Bijan, Achan, Saquon, Etienne, Burden, Tyson as their 2 receivers. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, let's go by team. So, Caleb. We like Caleb. Breeze and Cam. If Cam Scatterboot is healthy, then I'm okay with that. And Breeze, I'm okay with as well. Because we have JSN and Nico. And then Kelsey is fine. I'm fine going to bat with Kelsey. And then Devontae Smith in the flex, and Jalen Warren or Quentin Johnston or Chuba Hubbard in the flex, I think is... I mean, I think the team is good. Like, it's not a last place team, but I don't know if it's a first place team. I think I would swap out, if I did Chase Brown instead of Nico Collins here. I mean, I still would probably take Brees Hall over Garrett Wilson or McMillan, to be honest. And then, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I think Chase Brown over Nico Collins might have been the play there, because there was only 3 running backs that I liked, but there was a couple more receivers. Although, I mean, I guess Devontae Smith was a value, because you would think that Jalen Waddle wouldn't be there, and Devontae Smith would be there, and I'd be stuck having to pick between, like, neighbors and stuff. And then if Josh Jacobs is going to play the whole time, then you could take him instead. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think about the team. Let me know if you guys have been mock drafting already. Let me know if you think 3 wide receivers in a PPR league is fine. 2 receivers, 2 flex, though. Not 3 wide receivers, 1 flex. So, let me know what you guys think. What do you think about Mahomes going in the 13th round? And, Baker being undrafted. Do you think that makes sense? Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff in these drafts. Have a good night.